Good morning. Welcome to my channel. And today I am so lucky that we have a beautiful garden tour. My friend Paul Belangia is here, and he is going to give us a tour of his beautiful yard. And he's going to show us the things that are making it in our incredible heat and our challenging soil. So let's take a look. And Paul, tell us what you've got right here up close to the street.
So these are one of the native grasses of the area that have these beautiful flowers during the
The
summer
yucca.
that come out.
Yes.
They're very nice. I mean, it attracts a lot of bees, which we always want to do, and it gets these seed pods on here, which they drive me crazy. I tend to take them off. Right. So these are the seed pods that they come on here, and the reason I don't like them, I'm just kind of weird about that. It kind of drags them down,
Yeah.
and I like
Yeah.
them to stand up,
Yes.
and it's more of a look. But and you can see, look at the beautiful flower in there. You can see why the honeybees are in there. They love that. And the
Yes.
stamens there, they're getting all the pollen off of
Oh,
there.
I love these. I
Yeah,
have these too, and they're just so cheery
and
and pretty, and I love.
they last probably through August or so. Then they'll kind of lose their flowers, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes I cut them off of there, those, and just let the normal plant. But that's a seed pod, so I just put them back in there. And
And maybe they'll create a new plant. You can see this beautiful dry creek that you've put in here. Tell me about the reasoning for the dry creek.
so we wanted to have a look of nature. Important
Right.
in any landscape design, you got softscape and hardscape, and this is the hardscape. But we wanted to make it kind of, Mother Nature is not big on hard lines. Everything with Mother Nature is soft and round
Yes.
and non-symmetrical, we'll call it, and that's what this is, to kind of break everything up. So we did that about 10 years ago. That was put in, and then the white limestone, which is natural to here, it contrasts the beautiful green Bermuda grass, which is beautiful green now, and we'll see how long we can keep it green in the summer.
Yeah.
Even though we water it, it's just so tough on it.
Yes.
I had it. I had the soil amended. I do it twice a year. I usually do it around March, April, and then September, October to amend it. And
And what do they add? What do you add to amend your soil?
I usually probably mostly nitrogen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably 13-3-3, something like
Uh-huh.
that, you know.
And is it a granular, just kind of toss it out there, or?
This time I did granular. Yeah, I tried to do the ones with the roller there, but you got to watch that because you'll get a stripe if you don't know what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
You'll get this one, you'll miss some here, and now this will be green, and the one in between won't. So I tend to do the hand one and kind of do it in a pattern.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and do it when it's not windy.
Right.
If it's
Right.
windy, it's going to go where you don't want. You're wasting your money. It's gone up like double in price this year, fertilizer. So it was like $75 for 15,000 square feet.
Uh-huh.
That's $75 is a lot of money. You know, 5 years ago it was like 25 or 30. So you know that's just the way things are. But anyway, beyond that, so and we made several beds here. These beautiful trees that were here, they've been here a long time, and so we wanted to
Look,
use them.
so
And then
pretty.
over
Yes.
here we got this beautiful desert willow.
Oh, this is my favorite tree in the neighborhood.
It's lady of the island here
Oh,
that's out
she's
there.
so beautiful. Let's get
Yeah,
a little closer to her.
yeah. She's
Desert willow.
been blooming for about a month and a half, and she'll bloom depending on the weather and the moisture that you get. She'll continue to bloom for another couple of months.
Isn't this beautiful? I think everyone needs a desert willow in their landscape because it's just beautiful. And you get these gorgeous blooms all summer long.
Plus, it's natural to Central Texas,
Yes,
so
yes.
you plant something that's normally here. If you look 100, 200 years ago, and they were growing here, that means that they're going to be able to withstand the low amount of water we get, like 15 inches a year of water, and we get a lot of sun.
All right, so I noticed that this area here, you have built up what I would call like a berm,
Right.
and you've raised the level of soil here.
Yeah.
And can you talk about why you did that?
Well, for several reasons. You want to give any kind of landscape scale, vertical height,
Mm-hmm.
and you get highs and lows, which is natural for nature. If you go out in the woods, you'll see highs and lows areas. And the second reason is we wanted to build it up so that we had enough good soil to kind of help this tree along,
Yes.
that would give it a better chance of living in this very rocky soil that we have.
Right.
You dig a foot down and we get limestone all around
Limestone.
here.
Hence my name, the Rocky Hill Gardener. And so I see you have a lot of lantana here.
A lantana is so easy to grow. Plus, it dies down in the winter, and the roots are dormant, and then it comes back. You really don't have to
Yeah.
do anything.
No.
But you got lots of different colors. Look at the purples and kind of a blues, and then look at this little kind of an orangish look.
Yeah.
And then look at these over here, the kind of a white and pink.
Yes.
Sometimes I let other plants grow in here. It depends. See that one with
And
the
I
blue
love how
flowers?
you've added the
The rocks.
limestone rock that
Yep.
just gives it such a nice contrast.
There's actually one in there.
Okay.
And there's one over here, type thing, but it does.
And I see an Esperanza peeking out.
Yeah,
She'll probably be
I'm thinking about
blooming.
leaving that. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
You never know. I do like what they call volunteer plants.
Sure.
Because if they're volunteer, that means they're structurally in the root system very durable. And sometimes in my garden, in my backyard, I'll get tomato plants from the previous year, or last year we had some pumpkins that we put on all of our mailboxes.
Yes.
And my wife put them in our flower bed there in November.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden we had seeds this year, and next door and others we had several pumpkin plants.
Awesome.
We had 2 pumpkins that big.
Yeah, don't you love volunteers?
I do.
Why pull out a volunteer?
No, it's wanting to live, and it figured out a way to survive.
Yes.
So why not let it? So I do have lights that all along.
Yes.
During the night, all the lights come on.
So this is absolutely beautiful at
These
night.
These get hidden. Yeah, they get hidden there.
He has these in, and you have these. These are hooked up to electricity. These are not solar.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's wires everywhere. So
I did the solar, and mine lasted 8 months, and then that was it. So
yeah, that's the problem with the solar plant. First of all, they're very low lumens. These are about 500 lumens, so much better. And there are LEDs still, and they're going to last, maybe outlive me. Some of those things, But
yes.
I love doing that kind of thing. So.
And you water all of this with overhead sprinkler. I see you've got heads all through here, which keeps everything happy.
Yeah, underground sprinklers.
Right.
Yeah. That one there, I got an issue. I got to fix that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little leak there when it comes on.
And this is something you'll see everywhere in Central Texas. We call this
Wandering Jew.
Wandering Jew or Purple Heart.
Look at that.
And it is such an easy plant. You were telling me you can just pick off.
I mean, yeah, you really can. You can take off one of these and it snaps off. These things break. It's a succulent, meaning that it's full of water. See it in there?
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of like an aloe vera. Look, see it in there like an aloe vera?
Yes.
Full of water. It's a succulent. And for that reason, when you put it in there, all you have to do is with your fingers stick a hole and put it in the ground. Believe it or not, next thing you know, within a few weeks, it's growing well. You're like,
yes.
That's a
and isn't that purple a gorgeous contrast to the green?
It is. That's the thing. And then you got these little flowers that are just amazing.
It's got these,
look at them, they're little things. They're crazy, aren't they?
They're just so pretty and so easy. And this stuff is tough, and it'll make it. Even when we have a drought and they tell us we can't water anymore, this stuff will still make it.
And it dies down in the winter, and then
it
comes back. Yeah, it comes back by first frost. Boom, it's down, and just leave it alone. And then it comes back in the summer. Look at the little honeybee on there. See it?
Look at that.
Right there. Look it in there.
The bees love.
Don't get me.
All right, don't bother me. He says, I'm busy.
He's like, the colors I have on there. Like, oh, you're a flower.
All right, let's look
for
over
anybody
here.
that is not good at gardening, this is a plant I would plant that would give you some comfort of, oh wow, I can grow plants.
That's right. That's a good tip, everyone. If you're not good at gardening, get some of this Purple Heart. You can, and your neighbors probably have it.
And Lantana.
And Lantana.
Very easy to grow.
So easy. All right, so another one of our favorite plants here in Central Texas is Esperanza.
Look at
And
those.
this is a beautiful example.
Look at the beautiful bells in
And
there.
some people call it yellow bells
Yep.
or Tacoma stands. It's
Is that
got
right?
lots
I
of
hadn't heard
names.
that. Wow, wow.
Yes, and there's one. I'm just going to fan over here to our other next door neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
This one is really, look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know what she does to hers, but
Very prolific.
those are just huge bouquets of the yellow flowers. So coming around to the front, what do we see here?
Well, we have this eastern redbud, which is trying to survive on me. So I've cut it back before, but I went, okay, I kind of like the look of it,
Isn't
and I
this
have
pretty?
several
I
of them
love
around.
these leaves.
I have several of them around. Look at this, kind of the red when they start out. And
Yes.
Shiny. Isn't it funny how they're shiny, and then when they become an adult leaf, they turn dull like that.
Yes.
Look at how big some of the leaves
you
get.
have a really large one. I'm going to pan over here.
Right.
He has one that's about 15, 20 feet tall over here.
Yep.
And in the spring, what do we get?
We get those beautiful flowers. They're kind of a purplish flower. They're one of the first plants, bush / tree, that comes out and has flowers. And they last a couple of weeks. That kind of tells us, okay, it's spring.
Yeah.
We get that plant and the Texas mountain laurel, this one here, that when they come out, and a lot of people say the little flowers that are on there kind of purple, they smell like grape Kool-Aid.
They do.
Kids don't have Kool-Aid very much anymore, but
you can show
in our generation, Kool-Aid was a big thing.
What we used to drink.
So it smells like the grape Kool-Aid. So
this is another great tree to have. These are considered more ornamental trees. They're smaller in stature.
They're evergreen also.
And they're evergreen.
They never lose their leaves.
They never lose their leaves.
This one almost died on us a couple years ago, and we had to cut it back.
Because of our storm.
But it's kind of stunted now, so we'll see what happens. I've never had one that's been stunted, so this has been 2 years.
They're so pretty. And a lot of people put them right in front of the house because they're so pretty and they stay small.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and I see down in here as this Nandina back here.
Yep, and they don't grow very much.
And do you know the variety of this Nandina?
I do not know, no. But they're very, I look at them as, what would I say? They look quite fragile. The leaves on there.
Yeah. Just
and
airy and light.
Yeah,
variegated.
Right. They're just kind of, yep. And they don't have a lot of growth on them. You can't cut them back, and they can handle that. Some plants aren't very good when you cut them back. And then I planted this last year.
Oh, look here. You have a pride of Barbados.
Exactly.
That's going to be so pretty
I think there's 3 names for that. Mexican something.
Yes, yes.
I forget the names of that, but this is the pride of Barbados.
So that'll be gorgeous right here with it when it gets its beautiful orange flowers on it. They are the last ones to emerge after they've been in dormancy.
I know, it takes them a long time.
Yes, but they're so worth it because they're so gorgeous.
And they get very big. They can really grow. I've seen some huge.
Yes,
with those various oranges, reds, and yellows flowers.
And there's some more lantana.
And I have a landscape. I have a sprinkler system, so that one gets some water. That doesn't need a lot, but it needs some. That kind of thing.
All right, and let's move over here. We've got some more of the native lantana, the yellow.
Right.
And this beautiful live oak up here. The branching, the trunk of this live oak is so pretty, and you've got it. Got your Christmas lights on it, which are fun to have all year round.
So this particular tree, when we had the ice storm 2 years ago, that limb was right down here. That gives you an idea how that survived that. That to me is amazing. It could, because oak trees are somewhat brittle. Okay, they're not big on flexing, and that one was all the way down here. So I knocked all the ice off, which I tell people you need to do that, because when you get an ice storm, snow is not that bad. We don't get that often.
Right.
But ice is really bad. It takes power lines down. It'll take trees down that are very strong. So I knock all the ice off.
Yes.
Especially when the temperature gets around 30, 35. When it's starting to melt, I knock it off as quick as possible, because that's a lot of weight on that. And it's going to happen all of a sudden. It'll just go, because it can't take the weight. So I knock it all off, and because of that, I think I saved the life of
I
this tree.
agree with you. And I wanted to show what you've got back here. You've got your society garlic, and it is just blooming away, and it's in. Is there quite a bit of shade here, or
There
is there
is,
some? Okay,
yeah,
there's a
you know,
plumbago back here
right.
doing wonderfully in the shade with
Yeah, I
these
like those blue
gorgeous
flowers, don't
purpley
you?
blue flowers. They're the best. And you've got a couple of Abelias
Yep.
shrubs. These make a wonderful foundation plant.
I usually round them off when I get a chance. I got to get my fountain, some of the line broke in there. I got to get it
I
replumbing so
bet
it
that's
comes
so
out.
pretty
It
here.
is because of the sound of water, kind of a Japanese garden effect of
Yes,
the sound of water and the
in the
trickling.
shade.
Yep.
And he's
Yeah.
got his daylilies in here.
Daylilies are
They're
here.
taking a break right now.
Yep.
Everybody that watches my channel knows I love those daylilies. And we've got a few more things to see over here.
Right. We got the Texas mountain laurel there.
Oh,
That
oh,
one survived it. That didn't get stunted.
look at this
That's
one.
what they normally look like.
So look at the beautiful branching of
Yeah.
this Texas mountain laurel. How old do you think this one might be?
That's a good 20 years old, or if not
20.
more. I know. Look how tall that is.
This,
That's,
so, and I love how you have it all limbed up so
yeah.
the beauty of the
Yeah.
trunk shows.
That was the idea. Yeah. To
Uh-huh.
kind of cut back those that, and it moves the energy to the leaves where it needs it. So
Right.
back there behind there is a oleander. Uh,
Oh yeah,
that
oleander.
almost died about 2 years ago when we had that freeze. It was down all the way to the ground, and I cut it down. And I remember a week later, I looked and I saw a little teeny green thing on there. There's oleanders. Now they're very popular in an area like Arizona. I used to live in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular there, everywhere. But talk about a durable plant. And the growth of them, by the end of the summer, this will be 6 feet tall. They
Awesome.
grow very fast with very little water. That's another plant you can put around, and it'll do well for you.
Yes, they are great for the front yard.
And I do like crepe myrtles.
Oh, look at this
This is an
beautiful
unusual
crepe
crepe
myrtle.
myrtle. There's not a lot of purple ones that people have. Most popular are the yellow and the pinks,
Yes,
you know.
and the
But look
whites.
at this purple.
Oh,
You
I
got to know
love
the
this
bees
color.
are just going crazy over here.
Yes.
Look at all that. They can go make us some honey.
Now, is this the standard size, or is this a dwarf, or?
It's a standard size,
Uh-huh.
but as you can see, most of it died. I still got some limbs here that
Uh-huh.
are in here that
Oh,
have died off, and I gotta cut them back more.
but
This
that's
one,
a testament
look
to
at
how
this.
tough it is. It came back.
I mean, look at when it died. Look on there. Getting its own limbs off of that.
Yeah.
See, this is part of this that I cut back.
Well,
Very
it looks
durable plant.
really good in this shape too, as kind of a shrub. Looks
That's the
really
thing about
good.
crepe myrtles. You can make them a bush. You can make them a shrub. I've seen 20-foot trees of crepe myrtles.
Yes.
You know, actually, and where I lived at one time, Virginia, on the median strips on the highways, they have crepe myrtles. That tells you a lot about that plant.
Yes.
That it's going to take a lot of wind hitting it. It's going to be drought tolerant. It doesn't need a lot of great soil. It doesn't get fertilized.
Yes.
So these are another plant that you can grow if you want to have something that you'll probably have success with.
So that is another huge tip.
Yep.
Grow crepe myrtles.
Yep.
There's so many good things that we are learning here.
And you can shape them however you want, you know.
All right, now here
This is our project.
is a project, our neighborhood project here. This is Magnolia.
Yep.
And what happened to Miss Magnolia?
So the drought caught the magnolia. I mean, it is not natural to Central Texas. And actually, I tell people that it's a state tree or state flower of Mississippi, and they get a lot of rain, a lot of humidity, which is normal for this plant. So if you're going to plant a magnolia in Central Texas, you got to be ready to water it, because it and the roots. You can see what happened. These were the roots here. They came up here. See the roots? They're above ground. Why do you think that is? Is because the plant had to go find some water, so it comes up top where the water is. So that's the problem with these types of plants.
And I am going to insert here the picture of this beautiful magnolia at the point where Paul thought it was dead.
Yep.
And then they came in and they chopped the top off.
Right.
And it was a brilliant maneuver.
We'll
And
see.
now she is saying, don't count me out. I'm gonna give it another try if you guys will keep me well watered.
Right.
And so that's the thing that we all have to ask ourselves. How much water are you willing to give a plant to keep it alive in our terrific extreme droughts and heat?
Right.
Huh?
I'm experimenting with it, so we'll see what happens by the end of the. Because this is a tree that doesn't lose, at least lose a lot of the leaves, but some of them stay on it. But anyway, by September, October, it's June now. I might end up cutting these off down here and see if
Uh-huh.
I can give the energy to the top ones, and maybe these will turn into big branches. I'm going to see what
Yeah.
happens. As you can
Yes.
see right here, this has got like 3 or 4 right there.
Well, he has the whole neighborhood interested in this magnolia and what he's doing here. We're all kind of, watching the progress of this beautiful tree. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for showing us your beautiful, beautiful garden. What we are learning is even in our challenging soil and this incredible heat, we can still have beautiful gardens like this. The trick is picking the right native or adapted plants made for our area.
Exactly. I mean, if you do that, if you're new to gardening or new to landscaping, you pick those plants, you have a much better chance of success, and you'll feel better, and you'll go, "Oh, I guess I can garden.
Yeah,
I didn't know I could." That kind of thing.
yeah.
And the problem with gardening is when you get it in your blood, you're in trouble because you never get it out. As a kid, my father showed me how to plant watermelons, and that was in Virginia, and I'm a gardener. That's it. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's in there.
Well, and it's so great. It's so nice. Your family appreciates it. It's fun to come here and do outside things because it's so pretty around here.
And it sure helps in the neighborhood. It sure keeps the value of your home up.
Well,
That's
that's
for
a
sure.
good point right there, the value of your home.
It could only improve the value of your home. And maybe if other people in the neighborhood see that you're doing it, maybe they'll get the bug and they'll do it too. And now all of a sudden you're proliferated to everybody. And look at it only takes one person to do that and it can happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Sure.
And what did you want to say about
I,
comments?
I want to see what they say in the comments. I want if you don't agree with something I said, I have no problem with that. That's what this is. This is the fun thing about YouTube channels is that people can say, "Well, I do this," or "Oh, I like that idea," or whatever it may be, and it's
Absolutely.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yes, keep commenting. You know that I read every single comment and respond. And we have a nice little community
Hmm.
growing here.
Hmm.
There are a lot of us that are happy to find each other and help each other with
Right.
these incredible challenges we have. All right. Well,
Yep.
thank you for giving me your time today. And look for me in my next video. I'm going to go to another garden later this week.
All right.
All righty. Bye bye.